Hi, this is Barry J. McDonald, and in today's blog post, I thought I'd take a break from writing and just kind of have a little fun kind of article today. Kind of if I had the idea that I could go back in a time machine and I could speak to myself 6 years ago when I was starting out in my writing, what tips would I give myself and what advice, would I recommend I should do? So I hope you enjoyed this video. The first thing I'd say to myself is just do it. You don't need permission from anyone. If you want to go into the children's picture book market, go ahead and go in for it. If you want to write a thriller, you want to write a romance, go and do it. But get started. You don't need permission from anyone. You don't need to have the best laptop, the best writing software. You don't have to download every book on plotting and, dialogue and everything else. Get started. It's only by writing your first couple of words that you're going to see how bad you are and what parts need to be polished up and which bits need to be improved. But if you don't start, you'll never know. So don't be putting it off. You can be writing a day, even if you've only got a pen and a paper. It could be the beginning of your writing career. Don't compare yourself to others. You're always going to find writers that are far better than you. And then you're going to find writers that are further along in their writing career than you are. Can you honestly expect to catch up on somebody who's got a 2-year head start on you? It's never going to happen. So rather than comparing yourself with others, compare yourself to how you're going to be. In 6 months from now, you'll look back and you'll see the difference in your writing. And if you don't, well then maybe you need to do more work on it. But the only person you need to compare yourself to is yourself and nobody else. Everybody's on a different trajectory, and some people are writing far longer than you are, and then some people are just naturally talented and they're always going to be better than you. So just accept that fact, but don't compare yourself to others. Another one then is some people are never going to like your work. In the way that some people are never going to like you, no matter what you do. You can run into a building and rescue a box of kittens and somebody will still think that you're a tool, or they're just going to not dislike you. So you're going to find people are just going to dislike you and your work. So be prepared for it. You can't please everyone, and you shouldn't be trying to please everyone. You only want to sell your books to a select market of people who like you and like your work. You're not going to sell your books to everybody. In the same way that Harry Potter books aren't appreciated by everybody, your books are going to be the same way too. If J.K. Rowling can't get away with it, how do you think you're going to get away with it? So be prepared that some people are never going to like you or your work, no matter what you do. Seek bad reviews. When you're beginning, you're going to be nervous about getting reviews. You're going to panic, and one bad review is going to ruin your day compared to maybe the 20 good ones that you got. Your focus is going to be on that bad review. But look at it this way. That person has posted that bad review, and because they've put it up, they've helped you direct some of that market of people who maybe would have bought that book and then would have turned around and gave a bad review. They've directed that people away from that book. So they've actually done you a favour by posting that bad review. And then you need to seek bad reviews too. If all the reviews you're getting are good reviews, you can't honestly think that everybody likes your work. So seek bad reviews. Write storylines maybe that are challenging to you and your audience. Stand out. Don't be a magnolia colour that just, that is bland and nobody notices. So seek bad reviews. Another one then is you'll never think you're good enough. If you don't believe me, well then grab a copy of the Chicken Soup for the Writer's Soul, and you're going to find a lot of great writers further along than you'd think. You'd assume that once they got to a certain level of success, they would have believed in themselves. But they're always going to question their ability. They're always going to be knocked back by a negative review. They're always going to be knocked back from poor sales from a book they thought would have done well. So if they're going through that situation, how can you expect you to be any different? So you'll always think you're not good enough. You'll always question your ability. But it's the fact that you can keep going, and that's going to keep you going in the long run. Another one then is you're going to be afraid that you can't come up with a storyline. Maybe it took you 6 months to put together the storyline for a book. So now you think it's going to take you another 6 months. Or maybe you might never come up with a storyline that might be as good. But you'll be surprised. I was surprised when I wrote one Minecraft book. I thought I'd never be able to write another one. A couple of years later I had 17 books about the three of the same, the characters. It was the same 3 characters in all books. So the idea then that I could actually write and create 17 unique storylines totally blew my mind. When I finished the first one, I didn't think I was going to be able to make a sequel. But it can happen, and it will happen for you. You'll always think you had the storyline has run dry and you'll never be able to get a story, but it will come back to you. And you'll also find yourself writing yourself into plot tangles too. You're going to get your character into situations that you'll never be able to think you can get them out of. But you will be able to do it. If you need to put down your work for a couple of days and step away from it and just let your subconscious mind work on that puzzle, it'll eventually bring a solution to you, and you'll be surprised by what you come up with. Another one then is build an audience. Either get a blog going or start capturing readers' email addresses. Unless you've got an audience that you can email and contact regularly, you're screwed. No matter how good you are, anything could happen. Amazon could cancel all your books and take everything you have, all your content off the store, and then all of a sudden you've lost that audience you had on those stores. Look at it this way: you're building your store in someone else's background, in somebody else's backyard. You know, at any time they can just close up shop. Maybe the company might even close down, and then you lose that income stream. But if you have an audience that you're in contact with regularly, you can always contact them then to let them know then where you've moved to, when your next book is coming out. And then for other things like looking for reviews and, you know, tweets and likes and promotion work then too as well. So build an audience from the very first day. Don't put it off. Don't try to do it all on your own. You know, you're not that good. You're not that good to be designing book covers. You're not that good to be editing your book. You're not that good to be doing your promotion work. The only one thing you need to work on is your writing. That's the only thing. Outsource everything else to other people. In the early days, yeah, you mightn't have got the money to do it, so you may have to do some of it. But once you do start getting money in, start outsourcing all your work. Start getting your book covers done properly, your book descriptions written properly, and then promotion work. Hire somebody else to do that for you that knows what they're doing and can get more success than you could ever do. So don't try and do it all on your own. Another one then is your favourite book may fail. You might have spent 6 months writing a book that you assume was just going to be a guaranteed success, and then you release it and then you find it just disappears into oblivion. It's going to happen. It's no reflection on you. Maybe the market wasn't right for it at the time. Maybe in 10 years from now, maybe even a shorter period, it might take off again. Maybe it might just hit a note with the market then. But for now, maybe it's just not right. So don't take it as a bad reflection on you. Sometimes you may find that a book maybe that you've put less work into, or you seem to have put less work into, just suddenly takes off. So be prepared for that. Sometimes your favourite book may fail, but be prepared for that bombshell. It's going to happen to you. And then writers write. If you're not writing on a daily basis, you know, how can you expect to improve? All the best writers, like Stephen King, write, you know, every day for hours at a time. If you think you can just write for 1 hour every week, and you think that's going to make a difference, you're sadly mistaken. Set aside a set time every single day to do your writing, no matter how big it is or how small it is. The more you write, the more you can build on that writer's muscle, and the stronger it'll get, and the better you'll become. So if you're not writing, you're not a writer. So that has been the 10 things that I would have liked to tell myself if I could go back in time. Probably the biggest one is believe in yourself and just do it, because you don't need permission from anyone. And then by doing it, you can actually find out whether your work is any good. And then you'll find out what things need to be worked on, what things need to be polished, what talents you need to skills you need to learn, you know, where you're going to outsource all your work to. So get started. If you like this video, I recommend you should drop by writecom.com, because at the minute I have a free report I'm giving away, and it's 10 ways to make money from writing. So if this intrigues you and you'd like to find out more about our blog, come over to writecom.com. See you there. Take care. Bye-bye.